Hi everyone, this is Yana Smakula doing a video for Neat and Tangled. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a very basic and a very simple Valentine's Day card. This is sort of like a last minute idea. So here I have a piece of cardstock which is about 4 by 5.5 inches and some clear snap color box pigment inks. There's some of their new colors and some of their old colors in here. I also have a paper towel and a pencil with an eraser. I will also be using some stamps from Neat and Tangled later on. At the moment, I'm going to use my pencil with an eraser as a stamp and create a confetti background using some color box inks. So as you can see here, I've started with the lightest color and I'm moving on to a little bit to a darker color as my second layer, and I'm just randomly stamping the dots on my background. I'm adding more dots in the top and a lot less dots towards the bottom. So I have like a cluster of dots to the top of the card, and then some in the middle and very few at the top. I'm using some yellow, some lilacs, some pinks, and finally a burlap color, which is sort of like a golden color. It's not really gold, but it has like a gold hue to it, I would say. Now I'm moving on to creating some embellishments for my card, and I'm using some Spellbinders dies to do that. I have a rectangle die, and I'm going to create a little rectangle die cut. And I'm using some papers from American Crafts to do that. I'm not only die cutting, but I'm also going to be embossing this element to make it a little bit more interesting. And never mind the piece of paper that I have there. It's just that my plates are really dirty and I can't seem to clean them up properly. So I have a little scratch piece of paper just to protect the die cuts from the dirt that I have on my plates. And the reason my plates are so dirty is because I use them a lot. So now I'm moving on to my second die cut, which is going to be a little hard here, and I wanted to make it a little bit more special. So I'm using some pink paper from my mind's eye, and I'm covering it with a little bit of double-sided tape, just wide enough for the die cut. And I'm going to cut the heart on my die cutting machine, which is an Artisan Explorer from the Spellbinders. And I'm going to remove the double-sided tape and cover the heart with Martha Stewart glitter. And the reason I chose pink paper for this is because I think it looks a little bit more better with the colored paper in the background. I think the glitter is creating a better coverage and none of the white is showing through. So this is my trick with glitter. And another trick that I have for using glitter is I'm always using my embossing sandwich in the end to make sure the glitter sets in and doesn't fall off at all. So after I put the glitter on the die cut, I run it through my die cutting machine and I use the embossing sandwich for it. I don't have any dies inside, just the paper and the embossing sandwich. So here I have my elements all ready, and now I'm going to be using some Neat and Tangled stamps to finish my card. So I'm marking off the spot where the heart is with a pencil, and I'm going to be stamping You plus Me in the top portion of the card, and I will be using the plum color box pigment ink for this. And I've cut the part where I'm actually stamping because my hat keeps getting in the way and I don't think you want to see that. So here it is, the You plus Me, and then I have the Together Forever at the bottom. And now I'm adhering my heart using some liquid glue in the middle of my rectangle die cut. Now to make my card a little bit more interesting and a little bit more dimensional, I'm going to use some foam squares from DevCraft to attach the rectangle to my confetti background. I'm adding a lot of those since I didn't use a cardstock. I only used a thin paper, so I think I needed a lot of. I thought I needed a lot of glue squares for the rectangle. So here it is, and here's another version of a card that I did, and the one that I showed you is already finished, but for this one I wanted to create something even more special, so I'm adding strips of double-sided tape to the sides of my card base, and I will be covering them in glitter, the same color of glitter that I used for the heart. I won't be running this through my embossing machine to set the glitter, but I still will be adding the glitter to the card just to make it a little bit more interesting and a little bit more special. Since this is such a basic and a plain card, I wanted to add more glitter to make it more sparkly and more shiny and, more Valentine-y, I guess. So here it is. My Valentine Day cards are complete, and I hope you enjoyed my little tutorial. Thank you so much for watching.